Hello everyone and welcome to Valamor Things. Feel free to follow me and subscribe to see more of my content. Thank you, and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In the last episode I was abusing the power of the One Ring to annihilate my opponents. Thanks to the All Access Pass granted by Mommy Wizard last week. In today's episode I am using that power once more to play a very interesting deck that I found across the internet the past week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abiding Grace combo. This deck works around this 3-mana enchantment named Abiding Grace. Abiding Grace allows us to reanimate a 1-mana creature every single turn, or either to gain 1 life, at the beginning of our end step. With this deck we can either gain pretty close to infinite amount of life reanimating Martyr of Sands, or either locking our opponent out of combat phase thanks to Kami of False Hope. Since we can sacrifice Kami during opponent's attack steps, preventing all combat damage that would be dealt this turn, then opponent passes back to us, we pass the turn, end step, we reanimate the Kami of False Hope, we sacrifice it once more in the opponent's turn, and if they don't remove either Abiding Grace or Kami of False Hope from our graveyard, they cannot kill us through the combat phase. So it's a pretty nice locking combo that I saw on the internet with very good result, and I thought that this deck in the current metagame is very well positioned. So I decided to give it a try. So, to tutor up pieces we have 4 copies of Ranger-Captain of Eos, allowing us to search our library for a creature with mana value 1 or less, reveal it and put that into our hand. We can even sacrifice Ranger-Captain of Eos. Our opponent cannot cast non-creature spells this turn, so it's a pretty proactive creature, allowing us to assemble our combo pieces and defend ourselves from, I don't know, Summer's Pact or whatever the opponent may cast. Colossus Hammer or whatever. And after that, while we assemble our game plan, thanks to Ranger-Captain of Eos and Abiding Grace, we protect ourselves with Winds of Abandon. This is a very smooth removal, sorcery speed. Exile target creature you don't control. For each creature exiled this way, its controller searches their library for a basic land card. Those players put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then they shuffle. We can overload this in the late game, meaning that we exile each creature our opponents control. This is a very, very nice late game removal, but also early game removal, not bad. Alongside Winds of Abandon, we have Supreme Verdict, which is not bad. Perfect in this deck since we don't play many creatures, or at least we don't care if they get killed because we have Abiding Grace. Other than Abiding Grace, we also have one Serra Paragon. Serra Paragon allows us to, once during each of our turns, we may play a land from our graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less, also from the graveyard. If we do this, this card gets, whenever this permanent is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, we exile it and we gain 2 life. This is a pretty nice alternative to Abiding Grace, while also being a finisher in this deck. 3/4 flying, nice body, not bad. Alongside with all those cards, we also have 4 copies of Solitude, which is of course very, very strong here. Also early and late game, super strong card. Luckily we can't tutor that up, but we have so many white cards to waste that we don't really care to use it in the early game. So last creature we have is Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, preventing entering the battlefield abilities from opponent's creatures, doubling our entering the battlefield abilities, which means we can tutor up to 2 creatures with Ranger-Captain of Eos, exile 2 creatures with Solitude, and exiling 2 creatures with Skyclave Apparition. Skyclave Apparition is the last creature, sorry. Skyclave Apparition is also very good removal here in the early game. Also, Skyclave Apparition can exile the One Ring, so this is very, very interesting. Other than Martyr of Sands and Kami of False Hope, we also have Haywire Mite, a super useful creature. We can lock our opponent out with a Binding Grace plus Haywire Mite, exiling one artifact or enchantment every single turn, also gaining 2 life. So this is not bad too. We also have a Thraben Inspector. When this enters the battlefield, we investigate, so not bad at all. The last 2 cards in this deck, 3 cards, sorry, are Reprieve. The first one, return target spell to its owner's hand, draw a card. This is a tempo effect we need in the early game while we assemble our combo. The next card is Teferi, Time Raveler, also playing a tempo effect here, bouncing a creature or enchantment, we draw a card. Also, this allows us to cast Winds of Abandon as an instant, and Supreme Verdict as an instant, so very, very strong card. The last one we are playing, no surprise here, is the One Ring. This card is the most broken thing it was ever printed in the Magic the Gathering universe, so while we have the all access, we are going to abuse this as much as we can. And luckily I haven't got much time to play during the all access period, so this is the last video I will do with the One Ring, but this is going to be an interesting one, demonstrating the fact that when we play the One Ring, we win, when we don't, we lose. So yeah, very interesting video coming soon. In the sideboard, we have 1 more Winds of Abandon and 1 more Verdict against creature-based decks, 2 Dovin's Veto against Cascade decks mostly, but you know, even decks filled with Counterspell, maybe it's worth including. We have 1 more Haywire Mite against Amulet, Armor, and Scales, or Enchantress, if someone is playing my list. 2 Stone of Erech against mostly Yawgmoth, I will say. 3 Damping Sphere against the most hated deck in the modern format, Amulet Titan. 3 Brainstone also against decks such as Amulet Titan or Cascade, you know, combo decks. When you see a combo deck, you bring in the Stone Brain. Last but not least, 2 copies of Chalice of the Void. This card here is key against Living End and in general against Cascade decks, but you can also board it in against, I don't know, Burn or decks filled with 1 mana spells, because we don't really care if our 1 mana creatures gets countered, because we have a Binding Grace to bring them back, so we don't really care about that. That's also a good point to say. Okay, so about this introduction, the last thing I want to talk about is the mana base. I left the mana base last but not least because nothing special here. We only have 3 strange cards. We have Emeria, the Sky Ruin. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 7 or more planes, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. While this may look like impossible to have, we basically are a control deck, so 7 planes sooner or later we will have on the battlefield, and in the long run this card will make the difference, meaning we can replay every single creature we have in the graveyard and we don't really have any mana problems, so this is very strong. The second strange card is Mistveil Plains. This card is a plains. We can fetch this thing up. We can put target card from our graveyard on the bottom of our library. We can activate only if you control 2 or more white permanents. So what does this mean? In certain situations, we might want to be able to tutor up something we have in the graveyard with Ranger-Captain of Eos, or maybe we just want to draw again one Supreme Verdict. Well, so Thanks to Mistveil Plains, we can put that card into the bottom of our library from the graveyard, fetch away and shuffle our deck, and try to draw that card once more thanks to the One Ring, or I don't know, Thraben Inspector or whatever. So this is a very niche card for certain situations, but this might actually be very good. The last, let's say, strange land we have is Field of Ruin, because since we are, as I said, a control deck, we want to control what is happening in the early turns. So if we are on the play at turn 3, Field of Ruin on, let's say, I don't know, with the Saga or whatever, can really buy us some time. So that's all for today, that's all for the introduction. Let's dive into match number 1, guys. Match number 1, here we are on the draw. We mulligan to 6. We keep this hand even though it's not very fast. Opponent is playing probably Affinity. Yes, they are. They surely are playing Affinity. We go with Flooded Strand, pass the turn, so the opponent doesn't know what we're playing. Opponent Urza Saga, passing the turn. We fetch in the end step, grabbing a Spara's headquarters just in case we have the Haywire Mite. So we proceed to play a Plains, hiding the Field of Ruin. So the opponent is going to play like we don't have it. Opponent end of turn, cycling away Sojourners, grabbing a Darksteel Citadel. I did it so many times with my pet deck. So opponent is doing nothing with Saga. I think we are breaking the Saga here. Yes, we are. Opponent is doing something in response, creating a construct. We grab a Plains and we pass the turn. Opponent now has a construct and 5 cards in hand. As you can see, we don't even have a single piece of our combo, but we have Solitude and 2 Supreme Verdicts, so I think we're going to blow everything up this turn with Supreme Verdict, and here comes the Abiding Grace. So we just blow everything up with Supreme Verdict, but the opponent has another Saga, so yeah, Memnite, Frogmite, so as you can see, they are recovering really fast. So now we can Solitude things up if the opponent allows us. They are creating 2 tokens, searching their library for a Relic of Progenitus. I don't know if they know what deck we are playing or this was just random, but we don't really like that relic. So here we go with Solitude, exile plus block. Opponent has a Cranial Plating. Opponent exiles a card from our graveyard. So I think I'm forced into play the Verdict here because I don't really want to die from the Cranial Plating. We are open for Reprieve now. Opponents plays a Patchwork Automaton. We Reprieve that just to draw a card. They replay Patchwork Automaton, and after that they go with Sojourner's Companion. So we are almost dead. If they can equip the Patchwork Automaton, yeah, another land of course. As you can see, we're pretty close to be able to use Emeria, the Sky Ruin. So here I decided to exile the Patchwork Automaton, but this was probably best to exile the Cranial Plating, I think. Because now I must block the Sojourner's Companion, Skyclave is going to die, and they get a 2/2 token. So yeah, probably grabbing the Cranial Plating was best. They have another Sojourner's Companion, so I'm pretty close to death here. We block with the Skyclave Apparition. They create the token they needed. Yeah, that was a mistake by me. We have Cameo False Hope. But I think I'm trying to go with the lock, but they have the relic, so I could have replayed, thanks to Emeria, the Solitude. Maybe that was the best choice, but they can move the Cranial Plating around, so it's not really that good. Opponent doesn't have any more cards in hand. They attack with everything. We must sacrifice the Cameo of False Hope. I think they are breaking the relic now in the next main phase. Yeah, they do, so they exile everything. We draw Thraben Inspector. We sacrifice the clue, we draw land, and we concede. Maybe my mistake was exiling a creature instead of the cranial plating, because if I exile the cranial plating, I could have done things differently by replaying the Solitude from the graveyard, exiling one of those Sojourner's Companion, blocking the token, so I will have had much more time to do. Now I could have blocked with the Thraben Inspector, reanimating him, generating another clue, drawing another card, maybe a One Ring. Yeah, my mistake was not exiling the cranial plating here, so I made a huge mistake. Okay guys, let's check out game number 2 and see if I can turn the tables. Yeah, I really made a mistake. So here we are for game number 2. We keep a 6-hander, we are on the play, we go with Spara's Headquarters, pass the turn. Opponent just a Mistveil Bridge, passing back to us. So we draw, nice, an Haywire Mite, and we play a Martyr of Sands. We only have one card though, so one white card. Now we don't have any white cards. We have 2 rings, not bad. Opponent playing a Nettle Cyst, we don't care. We break that thing at the end of turn thanks to the Haywire Mite. We can reanimate that if we draw an Abiding Grace. So this was not what I wanted to draw, but that's fine. We grab another Haywire Mite and we swing the opponent for 2 damage. We really want to draw a land here and try to snowball away with the One Ring. Opponent has a Shadow Spear, they equip. We trade the Frogmite for the Ranger-Captain of Eos. We play another Haywire Mite, not bad. You see here, if we want, we can put the Haywire Mite back into our deck. I should have done that at the end of turn. The one we have in the graveyard. So we swing with everything. We try to play at the Teferi. The opponents counter it with a Metallic Rebuke, and that's fortunate because we really don't want our rings to be countered in the next turns. They have a Sojourner's Companion they equip with the Shadow Spear. That's fine. We are still ahead. They only have 2 cards in hand. Not a land once more. We play a Thraben Inspector. We break the clue. We go Winds of Abandon on the Sojourner's Companion. The opponent grabs an island. We swing for 3 damage. They are already down to 12. Oh, finally we draw a land. We swing with everything. Opponent is down to 8. We play the One Ring. We get protection. We don't draw yet. Opponent cranial plating. End of turn we draw an Emeria. We take 1 damage, we don't care. Another Martyr, nice. Solitude, Supreme Verdict. Very nice. We swing with everything, opponent is down to 4. We play another Martyr. And opponent just concedes. They were probably out of solutions here. So as you can see, if in the early turns we can prevent the opponent from snowballing. Here I think they draw too many lands, probably. From snowballing, thanks to affinity cards, you know, like they did before, Sojourners. Yeah, they only played 2 creatures and a Nettle Cyst. We can handle that, but the game before they played too many creatures and we didn't have the answers. So as you can see, when we play the One Ring, we win. When we don't play the One Ring, we lose. I think we would have won even without the One Ring this game. But, well, that's statistic. One Ring we won, no One Ring we lose. Game number 3, here we are. I will make my hand a bit larger so you can see what I have in my hand more clearly. Opponent started off with Mistveil Bridge while we play Thraben Inspector. And we pass the turn. Opponent going off already. only 3 cards in hand. We play Haywire Mite. We swing with Thraben Inspector. No, we don't. We want to block the Ammonite, but I think we should. Yeah, because they have the Cranial Plating. They are already drawing too many cards with that Toad Monitor and another Cranial Plating. They don't attack, so we're safe right now. We don't have the green mana to activate the Haywire Mite, so yeah, we must exile the Toad Monitor. They have Metallic Rebuke, so I think we are probably already dead. Yeah. That's it, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we are super dead. So what happened here is that the opponent had 2 Cranial Plating, they didn't miss a single land drop, and they had a flying thing. So we didn't have the green mana to sacrifice the Haywire Mite. Opponent had a super fast start. This was turn 4, I think. That's a fast win. They had Metallic Rebuke and the mana to activate that. So pretty decent hand from my opponent, able to cast a Toad Monitor on turn 3 while staying open for the Metallic Rebuke. So that was pretty insane. I know Affinity, I mean, I played that deck so many times. That was a crazy start. That can happen with Affinity, but I don't really wanted to lose. So I think I kept a too slow hand. Maybe that was my mistake. But I had Skyclave Apparition, Haywire Mite, a turn 1 Thraben Inspector, so I don't really know. That looked good. I even had Supreme Verdict, so well, that's a shame. We are already down 1 game, so no One Ring means losing. Okay, we didn't have the time to play the One Ring. I'm just joking, but you get it, right? Okay, well, whatever. We're down 1 game. Let's see what happens in match number 2, I guess. So here we are, match number 2. We start off pretty aggressively with a Thraben Inspector. We also have a Binding Grace and the mana to play the One Ring and a Solitude, so we go Emeria Skyrim past the turn, opponent fetches gas for an Inti. We play the Solitude instantly before combat phase because we don't want our opponent to be able to give Ragavan Trample so that he can connect. Opponent just passes the turn, it's our turn, we go Abiding Grace. We gain 1 life at the end step. Our opponent, Galvanic Blast the Thraben Inspector, swings with Ragavan, connecting, exiling an Hallowed Fountain. We draw another Hallowed Fountain. We instantly play the One Ring, and the opponent concedes. While they see the One Ring, they only have 1 card in hand. We can even reanimate the Thraben Inspector to block the Ragavan. They just concede. So for the statistics, One Ring means winning. One Ring means winning. Once more. Well, no further speaking because you got my message. Let's check out game number 2. Game number 2, let's take a look at the sideboard. We brought out Eagles of the North. We brought in Haywire Mite. And opponent starts off with a Cookbook. We start off with a Thraben Inspector. You only have 2 lands, so that might cost us the game if we don't draw the 3rd. But we have a Solitude. Opponent starts off with the Cookbook game, Oval Chase Daredevil, Asmorano, another Cookbook, another Daredevil trigger. Already 2 food tokens and a Saga on the battlefield. Not looking great for us. We go Spara's headquarters. We don't hit the 3rd land. We pass the turn. We are already in trouble. Opponent. Saga up to 2. That's okay. Mountain. They swing with Asmorano. We take the damage. Down to 16. They don't do anything else. We miss the land drop. We draw with the clue and we miss another land drop. Opponent creates a token and we are already in trouble. They go for 2 more food tokens so they can clear the battlefield if they want to. Their construct token is so big. Opponent's turn, they go with another token. They search their library for a Shadow Spear. They go with another Saga. What a start from my opponent. They swing with everything. I can just champ block at this point, but I decide to go Solitude and get rid of the construct token. In response, they create 2 foods, gaining more life. Yeah, Oval Chase comes back into their hand, so they gain a bunch of life. We get the damage from the Asmo. We miss another land drop. Clue, we miss another land drop, and they just decide to concede. So here we were pretty unlucky, I would say. We drew so many cards and still no lands. I don't remember how many lands we ran, but I think we ran 21 lands, and post side 1 Eagle of the North. So it's pretty strange to only draw 2 in the first 14 cards, 13 cards. That's insane. It just needed, I don't know, an Abiding Grace to champ block infinite times and creating more clues. Skyclave Apparition to get rid of the Asmo, so they don't even get a token. Teferi to bounce a construct, or whatever. Ranger-Captain of Eos grabbing a Cameo of False Hope, Abiding Grace, Infinite Loop preventing damage. Whatever we do, we just missed the lands. But, you know, on the draw, with Thraben Inspector and already 2 lands in your hand, that was a kip. I was just unfortunate, unlucky. Well, okay, let's check out game number 3. Hopefully we are not unlucky like this time. Okay, let's take a look at the sideboard. So I brought in 1 Eagles of the North. I brought out 2 Reprieves. So this time we have Winds of Abandon, Abiding Grace, and a few other things. We fetch for Spara's headquarters. We have Winds of Abandon on Ragavan. They go Street Raid as Morano, grabbing the cookbook, but they play Inti, so it's not good. We go with Ranger-Captain of Eos so that we can block. We grab the Cameo of False Hope to assemble the combo with Abiding Grace on next turn. What is the opponent doing? Street Raid, they exile a Springleaf Drum with Inti ability. They discard an Arid Mesa, they exile a Dragon's Ray Channeler, they play the Dragon's Ray Channeler, they swing with Asmo, we take the damage. They play the Springleaf Drum, they survey, putting another Cook into the graveyard, and they play an Haywire Mite. That's unfortunate. We wanted to play Abiding Grace. Oh my gosh, we swing with the Ranger-Captain of Eos. End of turn, they exile the Abiding Grace. That's unfortunate. That it's probably 1 or 2 off Haywire Mites they have. They didn't even tutor that up with Saga. That's really unfortunate. Opponent is playing a very nice deck. I should think about playing that. That is really interesting. They swing for 6. 7. I sacrifice the Cameo of False Hope. Inti already has his trigger going. They exile another Dragon's Ray Channeler thanks to that. They play the Dragon's Ray Channel. They have no more cards in hand. We want to break the Saga. Maybe that was a mistake and I should have just played Elesh Norn. And I got Teferi, bouncing 1 of their Dragon's Ray Channeler. By killing their Saga, I accidentally enabled Delirium. So maybe that was a mistake and I should have just played Elesh Norn and stayed chill. I could have just bounced Saga tokens on next turn. What do you guys think? Was this a mistake or not? I should have just played Elesh Norn, let the opponent create a token with the Saga on the next turn, Teferi, and then bounce it. Now I absolutely need a Supreme Verdict or something else. Of course I don't draw a Supreme Verdict and I think that's the game. Yeah, even if I play Elesh Norn, I get a lot of damage, so here I just conceded. We are down 2-0, but once more, if we don't see the One Ring, we lose. When we see the One Ring, we win. Okay, maybe I did a mistake here, but yeah, the Saga would have eventually went in the graveyard after he stirred the trigger, so my opponent would have had Delirium in the same way. So I don't know, maybe I should have exiled the Saga with Haywire Mite so they didn't get Delirium. That was another option. What do you guys think? Yeah, maybe exiling the Saga with Haywire Mite while playing Teferi and bouncing one of these guys, maybe Asmorano or Inti. That would have bought me sometimes and draw me an additional card, maybe the One Ring. Who knows? Okay, so that was a mistake. That is what happens where you're not used to play a deck and you play it for the first time. I'm making so many mistakes lately. I should focus more on my gameplay other than watching videos while I play. Yeah, ADHD at its finest, I guess. Well, whatever. I think this deck has potential, so this is not over yet. We can grab the 3-2 at least. So stay strong, guys, and let's go. Let's watch the match number 3. Match number 3, here we are on the play. We mulligan, we go down to 6, we go down to 5. Not a good start, but we have Martyr of Sands, Haywire Mite, and Winds of Abandon. So not bad. So the opponent played a Goblin Guide, and I think this is the best matchup we have. Is it Burn? Not bad. But I think we can still lose to Burn if we don't see... Yeah. I should have raked the Martyr of Sands when I had the opportunity to. So that was a mistake once more. So we exile the Goblin Guide. Hopefully they don't have another Searing Blade. We swing with Haywire Mite. Opponent is down to 15. Opponent has another Searing Blade, of course. When you think that the opponent has a card, as a certain card in their hand, they surely have it 99% of the time. If you think the opponent must have a counter spell, they have it every single time. So what is happening here is that the opponent is preventing me from gaining some life and is destroying me just because I haven't sacrificed the Martyr on turn 1. But luckily we drew the One Ring. But it doesn't mean we can win, we just get protection from everything on one turn. And we go down to 2 on my upkeep, so if the opponent just has an instant spell, they can just kill me in my upkeep. So that's probably it. A Roiling Vortex, okay, so how is this even possible? We lost to Burn. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I think we can still make it, but I mean, how can we lose to Burn? We literally are full with life gain cards. This is insane. Guys, let's check out game number 2. Game number 2, let's take a look at the sideboard. I think we brought in Dovin's Veto, and we brought out Supreme Verdict. I think I also brought out Elesh and Eagles of the North, and I brought in Haywire Mite. Opponent starting strong with Goblin Guide, revealing Cameo False Hope. So this time we go Breaking the Clue, passing the turn, opponent swinging, revealing Ranger-Captain of Eos. This time we block. Opponent playing a Roiling Vortex. We don't like that. Now we must gain some life with Martyr of Sands. like 6 life, or either we're dead. Yeah, I'm not making the same mistake another time. So I gain 6 life, and that's not bad. And I play Cameo False Hope that I can sacrifice the next turn. That was nice. And then we have the One Ring, or either another Ranger-Captain of Eos, grabbing another Martyr of Sands, that's what I meant. So we reveal a Field of Ruin, which is not bad. We sacrifice the Cameo False Hope, so we don't lose any HPs. The Vortex eats us for 2 damage. We probably play Ranger-Captain of Eos here, grabbing an Haywire Mite, because we might won't be able to block the Eroding Vortex with the Mite. We don't have the green mana though. Opponent is dying from his own Vortex. They reveal a Dovin's Veto, that's fine. Opponent draws a card. They are open for the Vortex, so we can't gain any life. We go tap the Hallowed Fountain. We swing with the Mite. We want to erase them now. I don't think if I'm doing things right, but now I just play the One Ring. Because, yeah, they bolt me in response, of course. They still have 3 cards in hand. They take 2 from the Vortex. We didn't draw, we want to wait to see what the opponent is doing here. They go Monastery Swiftspear. I'm okay with that. End of turn, we draw 1. Okay, so end step, we get 1 from the Vortex, 1 from the other Vortex, and 1 from the ring. Martyr of Sands, not bad. So here we go, Ranger-Captain of Eos, tutoring up an Haywire Mite. We play the Haywire Mite, we draw with the One Ring, we play a land, we play a Thraben Inspector, we create a clue. We don't want to play the Martyr of Sands now, so that they cannot Searing Blades that. They go Skullcrack, we fetch, we grab a Temple Garden, and in response to that, we exile one of their Vortex. So we take 3 damage and we go down to 10, but we have plenty of blockers. Here I should consider breaking the Captain Eos. I didn't do that. Yeah, they have the Searing Blaze. We cannot gain life this turn. I don't know why they did that now. Oh yeah, because they killed the Haywire Mite, so... But they passed the turn without attacking because we have Ranger-Captain of Eos in defense. So we take 1 from the One Ring, 1 from the Vortex, 2 from the One Ring, sorry. We draw 3 cards, okay, and now we can just play the Martyr of Sands, sacrifice it, and gain a lot of life. And the opponent just concedes because they tapped out, preventing us from gaining 2 life the turn before this one with their Vortex. And that was stupid because I was hiding my Martyr of Sands in hand. I think they knew about that, or not. I cannot really... no, I grabbed the 2 Haywire Mites and I just hid my Martyr of Sands for when they actually tapped out. So that was really good. That was really good. I even could have reanimated that with Abiding Grace while protecting it with Dovin's Veto. Well, that was insane. I could have just, I don't know, Chalice of the Void on 1. Oh, finally we won a game, guys. One Ring means victory. Remember that. When One Ring means victory, guys. There's no excuses. I think we lost with the One Ring the game before. Yeah, I forgot to say that. Well, okay. Game number 3, guys. Here we are, the sideboard stayed the same. And we have a pretty decent 6-hander. We're probably playing a Chalice of the Void on 1 here. Opponent attacking, revealing a Skyclave Apparition from the top. They had a mulligan to 6, so... Another Goblin Guide, I don't like that. We draw Plains and a Temple Garden, not bad. We go Chalice of the Void on 1. In response, they bolt us. I don't think we can win this. We are already down to... Why did they play the Monastery Swiftbear into my Chalice of the Void? We are already down to 7. We have Skyclave Apparition grabbing a Goblin Guide. Our opponent, what are we gonna do now? They have 2 cards in hand. They swing with the Goblin Guide. We reveal a Flooded Strand, that's the 3rd land. We trade. Our opponent gets a 1/1 illusion token. We can bounce that token with Teferi, but we just play Abiding Grace. We want to gain 1 life at the end of our turn. Opponent has 2 cards in hand, probably 1 mana spells. So as I say, the Chalice of the Void is very strong in this case, because we don't really care if we have Abiding Grace. If we play a 1 mana creature, we just reanimate that. We don't care about the Chalice. We go down to 7. Now we can, I think, easily fetch for Spara's headquarters, I guess. Yeah, that's it. We untap. We go draw. We play Teferi. We bounce the illusion. Oh, we got the Martyr of Sands. We play that. As I said, it gets countered. We don't care. End of turn, he gets reanimated. Yup. And we break that, gaining 6 life if opponent doesn't have Skullcrack. They don't, and we go back to 14. That's fortunate. Our opponent has another land. They instantly crack to draw another card. They kill the fairy, I don't know why. We go the One Ring. Temple Garden tapped. We can reanimate Martyr of Sands once more. And we do so. We do gain, oh, so much life. We gain 12 HP and I think this is over. We have the engine online, opponent only has 2 cards in hand and infinite lands on the battlefield. We're building up a climax, guys. We are coming back from 2 defeats and a seemingly unwinnable match against Burn. We go Serra Paragon. We play the Teferi and the opponent just concedes. I don't know why they hated Teferi so much. But well, I would have conceded way before that. I mean, I was already up to 26. The One Ring drawing so many cards. Triple Solitude, Skyclave Apparition. Abiding Grace online with Martyr of Sands. That was just insane. So insane that I even didn't really need it to gain more life than this. That's the first win. I'm so happy about this deck. No mistakes, One Ring and you just win. I am so happy. I think I will play this deck more in the future. I really loved it. Maybe I will even build this deck in paper. I just need, I think I need Abiding Grace and other small common cards. I think I have everything else. Well, we're not talking paper now, so let's check out match number 4, guys. Let's grab that 3-2. Here we are, match number 4. That's another mulligan. This deck mulligans so many times. I think we mulligan again and we go down to 5. We keep with Martyr of Sands, One Ring, Field of Ruin, Double Plains. Opponents Ragavan. Okay, I'm not happy about that. Martyr of Sands. Is he getting bolted? No, Molten collapsed. Okay. Ragavan connecting, exiling a Field of Ruin, that's okay. We instantly exile Ragavan, not caring about the swamp they get. I don't want Ragavan to connect. Opponent only 3 cards in hand. What are they gonna do? Grief? Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't think we can win this game. Yeah. I kill one of their Blood Crypt. What are they gonna do? Bowmasters? Yeah, I think I should concede here. But you never know. Sheoldred, okay. I need to draw a Supreme Verdict here. That's not a verdict. But I can grab a Cameo of False Hope and hopefully get into Recursion next turn. Opponent draws. with Castle Locthwain. I should have killed the Castle Locthwain. That's not a Supreme Verdict, so since I was already down to 8, I take 3 from the Grief, 2 from the Shieldred, and yeah. I should block the Shieldred, so I take other 2 from here, and I'm already dead. Okay, that's unfortunate. Opponent had a really good start. We mulligans to 5, so meh. Okay, we have to come back once more from the realm of the dead. We can do so. This deck has some potential. They discarded the One Ring, so once more, no One Ring means no win. Okay, guys, game number 2. Gosh, I wish I could win. But that's gonna be hard. Okay, I brought in 2 more mass removal, and I brought out Teferis. So we are starting. The hand is better, but not the best in the world. We have Reprieve in case they do something, but they aren't. So we cycle away the Eagles of the North, grabbing a Plains. We have Abiding Grace, which is not bad, but I think we're playing the Ranger-Captain of Eos. Nope, Abiding Grace. I don't know why, because I don't want that to be discarded, I guess. We gain 1 with Abiding Grace. Opponent Cursed Totem. Okay, that's not that good. Ranger-Captain Eos, we grab a Thraben Inspector since we cannot use the other 1 mana cards. Thraben Inspector is a good champ blocker. Opponent fetches, bowls the Ranger-Captain Eos in response to Abiding Grace trigger. We block Bowmasters. They have, of course, double Bowmaster, double everything. Okay, they got so many triggers. Oh, okay, yeah, that's it. We go probably Ranger-Captain Eos once more. We grab another Thraben Inspector. We do not play it because we want to hold the Reprieve. We just grab back another Thraben Inspector from the graveyard thanks to Abiding Grace. So the opponent has a really big orc army. We trade with that. Opponent has another Bowmaster, really? I don't know why we didn't Reprieve here. I really don't know why. I should have Reprieved here. I don't know why I didn't. But luckily I draw Winds of Abandon. And the opponent just concedes because we're going to exile all of his creatures and he has no cards in hand while we have Serra Paragon, Thraben Inspector and Reprieve. I don't really know why I didn't Reprieve that Bowmaster though. I really have no idea. That was a risky play. But as you can see, if we see our removals in situations like that, Winds of Abaddon is very versatile. If we don't see... by the way, we won without the One Ring. And Abiding Grace was really good here with the Thraben Inspector recursion to block their creatures. If you draw mass removal, the road is very easier. And we don't have to continuously work hard. We just go Winds of Abandon and you're done. Because you don't really have a way to come back from here. We have next turn we have Serra Paragon into another Thraben Inspector, and you know, if we draw land into a Ranger-Captain Eos, and that's really insane. We can even reanimate once more, drawing some cards with the clue. Yeah, we were so far ahead, so the opponent was wise to concede and not waste any time here. Okay, maybe we can win game number 3, guys. Let's find out. Game number 3, guys. We keep a hand with Haywire Mite, Winds of Abandon and double Solitude. They instantly discard the Haywire Mite. And we just go Plains past the turn 2 times. The opponent is shocking himself, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That's okay. Well, not really. Fable is super strong, and now I get why the exiled Haywire Mite. We go Ranger-Captain Eos, grabbing, let's say, Martyr of Sands here. Hopefully they do not discard it. If they don't discard it, we're gonna gain so much life. Okay, they don't discard anything, meaning they have a really good hand. They bolt the Ranger-Captain of Eos, and in response we sacrifice it, so they cannot play any more non-creature spells this turn. They attack with their Goblin token, and probably playing a Shieldred here. No, that's a Grief. I don't like that. They discarded a Solitude. We draw Emeria, the Sky Ruins, but we go with Martyr of Sands. And we pass the turn because there's no point in sacrificing the Martyr on my turn. I can just block the Shaman token and 10 sacrifice in response to damage. That's what I'm doing here, gaining 8 life. Sorry, 12 life. Going up to 13. Sorry, to 30. Not 13, sorry. And we grab with Eagles of the North an Hallowed Fountain, very useful for the Supreme Verdict coming down now, killing every single creature of my opponent. As I said, we are a control deck, so they go Kolaghan's Command, they bring back the Grief, and they scam it, discarding everything we have in hand. So, and they also play a Shieldred. Now, Abiding Grace is not that bad of a card, but we don't really have... Yeah, we brought back the Haywire Mite, so we can block and gain some life. And we draw the One Ring. This is the best card we could have drawn here. We draw another ring, and we bring back the Haywire Mite once more. Opponent is gaining some life, putting some pressure on me. I keep on blocking the Shieldred so that they get only 2 damage from the Grief. And they go Leyline of the Void. We don't like that. We draw with the ring. No, we play Skyclave Apparition, exiling Shieldred before we do so. Now we draw. We get another Skyclave Apparition, and the opponent just concedes once more. I don't know why. This wasn't a game to concede. Well, maybe yes, because they only have 1 card in hand. They have a Grief, which is mostly useless, but if they were to kill my Skyclave Apparition, they would have got a 4/4. Well, I had Martyr of Sands plus Abiding Grace online, but there was the Leyline of the Void preventing me from reanimating. Oh, I could have just reanimated the Haywire Mite and try to find a green source. I don't know. Well, the opponent conceded, so we are now 2-2 in the league. We are coming back, guys. I don't know why this guy was so prone to conceding so easily, but well, maybe he didn't want to waste any time. So yeah, that was probably going to be a long game. Well, next turn I was drawing 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, while he was drawing only 1, so I had 6 cards in hand against his 2. A Skyclave Apparition exiling Leyline of the Void, so I could have just started all over to have my Martyr loop. Yeah, this was probably worth conceding. Okay guys, last game. I really want to grab the 3-2, guys, please. By the way, once more, 1 ring means winning. Match number 5. Match number 5, finally on the play. We keep this hand, even though this hand isn't particularly strong. Let's see what my opponent is playing. They are playing Yawgmoth. They go Noble Hierarch past the turn. They go Strangleroot Geist. 3 damage to us. We fetch and grab an Hallowed Fountain. We play the Teferi, bouncing the Ignoble Hierarch. No point in bouncing the Strangleroot Geist. We're gonna slow them the most thanks to Ignoble Hierarch bounce. So they already installed a very nice board state, but we just go 1 ring. Hopefully, so I don't Supreme Verdict here because I want them to play, play more things, man. I should have drawn a card in response to Shieldred here, but I was yielding, so like a stupid monkey. So I took 2 damage for nothing. So I wanted them to play all the creatures they could. I think I'm gonna die though. So, yeah. Opponent, still 4 cards in hand, Ignoble Hierarch, meaning I'm almost dead if I don't do anything. They attack for 4 damage, we go down to 3, yeah. And they go Apatra. Okay, we go down to 2, we draw 2 cards, we go Teferi, we draw another card, we go Winds of Abandon, we pass the turn. They attack, we go Solitude, exiling the Apatra. I don't know how I can survive from, yeah. Yagmoth, yeah, that's okay. They only have 1 card in hand. We fetch, we go down to 1. That's very scary. I bounced my own ring though, so I can get protection once more. I got Teferi, bouncing my ring once more, and I get the Martyr of Sands, not bad. So we are still protected from everything opponent is attacking. The Teferi, they do some tricks with their Yagmoth, drawing some cards. Finding a Grist. Yeah, that's not bad. We play the 1 ring once more. It's the 3rd time, I think. We draw a Reprieve, we go Martyr of Sands, we sacrifice the Martyr instantly. We go up to 10, we got Thraben Inspector, and we pass the turn. Can the opponent win from here? They activate their Grist. Takenuma, they get back a Sheoldred. That's unfortunate. We take 1 from the ring. We're not really drawing anything. I go Serra's Paragon. I play the Martyr of Sands and I gain another bunch of life. 2 from the Serra's Paragon, 6 from the Martyr. Martyr's now exiled though. Okay, so what should we do here? We're not really drawing that many things with the 1 ring. I am afraid of Sheoldred though. The opponent is sooner or later finding his combo. Bowmasters, oh god. And the Serra Paragon is gone. And they go Ballista, they swing me for 6 damage, I go down to 9. That's scary, I should draw here. Okay, I can replay the Solitude exiling Sheoldred. The opponent in response wants to kill my Solitude. No, they don't kill. So I found a Ranger-Captain of Eos, which can find me probably another Martyr. Yeah. I draw 2 cards this time. Double trigger from the Bowmasters. 1 on the Captain. Another 1 on the Captain. I break the clue, drawing 1. Another trigger from the Bowmasters. I really need to get rid of those Bowmasters. I draw a land, I go Martyr of Sands, trying to gain 9 life. Once more, I go Thraben Inspector. I investigate. I'm not breaking the clue now because I can't really play anything out of the clue. So they kill one of my lands, Emeria, with Boseiju. Okay, that's unfortunate. These games are so long. Okay, the opponents find a Delighted Elfling and they start putting -1/-1 tokens all around the place. They are drawing so many cards. They sooner or later they will find their combo. They go Proliferate and I also get 1 counter on the 1 ring. Thanks, bro. Walking Ballista. +1/+1 on the Bowmasters. He swings with everything. I go down to 6 and I think I'm dead. Because he just uses Grist Ultimate and kills me. So I was pretty unfortunate here. Maybe I made one or two mistakes, but I was pretty unfortunate here. Yeah, I had the One Ring and I died, but I really couldn't find another Supreme Verdict or Winds of Abandon. If you can see, I draw more than half my deck, and I couldn't find a single Abiding Grace. Abiding Grace was more than enough to just gain enough life to survive all these things, while drawing like a madman with the One Ring. Not a single Abiding Grace. So, okay, we lost game one. Gosh, I really hope we can do it, guys. I'm pretty confident we have a good sideboard. We can do this. We can do this. I want to grab the 3-2 with this deck. Let's go. Okay, let's take a look at the sideboard here. My hand is looking pretty decent. So I brought out one Teferi, I brought out one Ranger-Captain of Eos, one Thraben Inspector, and two Eagles of the North. I brought in the Stormbrain, Supreme Verdict, and Winds of Abandon. Opponent Necromantia, naming it Teferi, and they only hit one Teferi. Why didn't they name the One Ring? Aren't they afraid of the One Ring? By the way, we played Abiding Grace, and we gain one life at the end step. So the opponent is playing Wall of Roots, Agatha's Soul's Cauldron, another card I really hate, but we have triple Winds of Abandon in hand. And we break one of their land and we grab a Plains. We gain one life in the end step and they go Bow Masters. That's okay. One more mana and we will have both Solitude and Elesh Norn. I think I just go Elesh Norn here. Yeah, that's not bad. So next turn I will have double trigger from Solitude. I gain one life with a Binding Grace and that's already 3 HP. That's gonna be relevant. Opponent shocks himself and fetches, grabbing another Overgrown Tomb, fetches, shocking himself once more. They are paying so much mana. What is happening here? They go... What are they playing? It's not a chord. Ballista on 4. Okay. I untap. I have another land. I will grab Spara's headquarters probably. Oh no, that's just a Temple Garden. I just go Winds of Abandon here. They ping the Thraben Inspector. Thank you, man, so I can reanimate that. And then they ping myself. They ping me, sorry, not myself. They just grab 2 lands and I swing with Elesh Norn. They have no cards in hand. Oh, yeah, right. They exiled the Thraben Inspector with the Cauldron. I didn't see that. I wanted to animate, but I missed it. And I think the opponent just concedes from here because they draw a land, and that's it. Okay, guys, that was pretty easy, I would say. Winds of Abandon, Elesh Norn, a Binding Grace Recursion, easy. We won without the One Ring, so we can do this. We are now 2-2 in the league, 1-1 in this match number 5. This is the peak of climax of this league. This match number 5, game number 3 is gonna be peak climax, guys. Peak climax. Let's check out. Insanely peak climax, guys. I am so absurdly focused. I really want to win this game. So we have double Winds of Abandon, Abiding Grace, Martyr of Sands, Haywire Mite, super decent hand, but the opponent started off with a Delighted Elfling, double Delighted Elfling, and Ignoble Hierarch. Swinging me for 2 damage. We draw 1 ring, not bad. I think next turn we're gonna crack the Martyr of Sands while blocking. We're probably doing so, yeah. And we gain a bunch of life. Is it like 12 life? Yeah, we go up to 30. Opponent just passes the turn. We draw a land, we're pretty lucky this time. And we play a Binding Grace. Reanimating the Martyr of Sands. Nope. Poseiju, of course. We grab the Spara's headquarters. And they also have Bow Masters. I think Bowmasters is the second most hated card in the format right now. God, I hate that. I just go one ring and pass the turn. If I draw a land out of the one ring, I can just Winds of Abandon and exile everything they have. Exiling is super strong against Yawgmoth. They don't get the Undying triggers, they don't get to play with their Cauldron. I draw one, I don't really care. Oh, Supreme Verdict, not bad. About the Bowmasters. The one ring. I think I'm just playing the Supreme Verdict here. They go... What are they doing? They added some mana. Bowmasters. I draw in response and they have another Bowmasters. How many Bowmasters are they playing? 3 copies in 11 cards they saw? Okay. Sure. So many triggers. Yeah, if Bowmasters is everything you're doing, you're playing that deck right. So, sorry, you're not playing that Yawgmoth deck right. They swing for 4, I just block, I don't care. And on my turn I will draw a land and exile everything you have. Opponent is timing out, by the way. This match was so long. I just go Supreme Verdict once more, drawing many cards. Playing an Haywire Mite and passing the turn. I have 7 cards in hand, opponent has 2. And they just concede! And we get the so wanted, the most wanted 3-2 in my entire Magic the Gathering career. No, I'm joking, but I really wanted that 3-2. As you can see, this deck can be very resilient and have so many creatures removal that even Yawgmoth probably is a good matchup. I wish I could play it against Cascade Crash, but it didn't happen. So 3-2 guys, once more. I think I have a subscription to the 3-2 result because I really cannot do 4-1 or 5-0 anymore in my life. I even recorded another league in these days. And that was another 3-2. That's insane. It doesn't matter the power level of the deck I play. I can even play super garbage Asmor deck or whatever and get 3-2, or either playing this super strong deck with 4-1 rings and get the 3-2. So I don't really know. I think it's really hard these days in this meta game to get a 4-1 or 5-0. I was pretty close with Goblins to get a 4-1, but my friends advised me badly. They told me, yeah, swing with everything. That's lethal. And the opponent was down to 1 because we miscalculated, and so the league ended up 3-2 instead of 4-1. But that's another story. Okay guys, 3-2, let's meet in the wrap-up. Wrap-up, here we are guys. So what can I say about this deck? There are cards that felt super useless, like Reprieve. Maybe because we didn't play against Amulet Titan, where these cards really shine. And other cards that were super strong, like Winds of Abandon and Skyclave Apparition, of course the One Ring. And also Serra Paragon felt really strong, I would say. Not that bad. And here Haywire Mite, Thraben Inspector, Martyr of Sands, Cameo of False Hope also all were pretty good. About lands, Emeria, we used that only one time, but in that one time was really useful. Field of Ruin also was pretty decent, not really a drawback to play that. Mistveil Plains also could have been very useful, but I didn't play it in the right way. Spara's Headquarters and Temple Garden also super good. The main deck is, I don't think we can really change much here. Maybe just the 2 Reprieves depending on your current metagame, but Reprieve is also good against Cascade decks, Murktide, so Reprieve is not that bad. Maybe we should keep on playing that. I'm not sure, I will test and play more. About the sideboard, every single card here was super useful. Maybe Dovin's Veto and Stone of Erech we didn't use much, or Damping Sphere, but you must play Damping Sphere against the Tron and Amulet Titan, so yeah. Okay guys, 3-2, I think that's all for today. This deck was really super fun to play. I wish I could play it another time, but you know, all access is now over, and I usually rent around 200 ticks, and this deck is, I don't know, 400 ticks maybe, 300 and something, so very expensive deck. I wish I could play it, but as for now, I cannot play it, and I cannot even ask you to donate me so that I can play this deck, because I don't have enough subscribers, I think. So thank you guys for watching my videos. Please subscribe to the channel, because only 8% of you that are watching my videos are subscribed to the channel. 92% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so please, it's free, just press the subscribe button. This will help me a lot into growing as a YouTuber and as a person. Thank you, much appreciate your help in building these decks and go on as a YouTuber. So every single time I will say thank you at the end of my videos. All these cards are rented through the card order loan program. I'm not sponsored or anything, I just love their service. Of course, for this time I couldn't rent the One Ring and other expensive cards, but the other cards were rented in the card order program. I will leave the link in the description. Okay guys, thank you once more, and see you in the next video. Goodbye!